Good evening. I'm Michael Steele in for Ayman Michael. Tonight, be not afraid. Those were the words President Biden used to begin an historic address to the people of Ukraine. Amid what he called the cruelty and brutality of Russia's unjust war, Biden, speaking in neighboring Poland, framed the conflict as a battle between freedom and totalitarianism.
In the perennial struggle for democracy and freedom, Ukraine and its people are in the front lines, fighting to save their nation. And their brave resistance is part of a larger fight for an essential democratic principles that unite all free people. My message to the people of Ukraine is a message I delivered today to Ukraine's foreign minister and defense minister, who I believe are here tonight. We stand with you, period.
And Biden had a strong message for Vladimir Putin.
Don't even think about moving on one single inch of NATO territory. We have sacred obligation. We have a sacred obligation under Article 5 to defend each and every inch of NATO territory with the full force of our collective power.
And Biden was clear, the war won't be over anytime soon.
In this battle, we need to be clear-eyed. This battle will not be won in days or months either. We need to steel ourselves for the long fight ahead.
Only moments before the speech began, a series of explosions rocked the Ukrainian city of Lviv, about 50 miles from the Polish border. Ukrainian military officials confirmed that 2 of these explosions were Russian missile strikes. Let's go now get more on the Russian missile strike. Joining me now from the ground in Lviv, Ukraine, is NBC's Cal Perry. Cal, what are you hearing on the ground right now?
So, Michael, it was about 9 hours ago, just after 4:30 p.m. local, about 45 minutes before President Biden spoke when we heard those explosions. We know now that first site was a fuel depot, some kind of fuel or oil depot. And the Russians saying that they were willing to strike anywhere in this country. And you're seeing the aftermath of those first explosions. About 3 hours after those first strikes, we had a second series of strikes heard here in the city. And that, we understand, was some kind of military factory. Now, the government is being intentionally vague when they say military factory. They don't want to give up any information about the strike and what possibly was hit. We think it was cruise missiles, Michael, but we're still waiting for confirmation on that. And again, this is only the third strike we've had since the beginning of the war. It was about a week ago when the airport, or at least a site close to the airport, was hit. And the messaging not lost on folks. The timing certainly not lost on folks. That first strike happening before President Biden spoke, and then that second strike happening about an hour after he finished his speech in Poland, Michael.
Cal Perry, thank you very much. Be safe, my friend. Let's go now to Poland. NBC's Dasha Burns is in Krakow. Dasha, what can you tell us about the growing refugee crisis caused by this war, the effects that you're seeing there on the ground?
Well, Michael, the people that we've been speaking to here, the mix of emotions that they are experiencing are unimaginable unless you are actually in their shoes right now. But within that mix is pain and fear. Fear not for their own safety, but fear for the future of their country and fear for the people that they left behind. And I'll tell you, almost everyone you talk to here, mostly mothers, have left someone behind, typically their husbands, their parents, so many loved ones in Ukraine, and they think about them every single day. There's also a feeling of guilt for a lot of people, guilt that they were able to make it here safely, and that so many others have been harmed in this war. But amid all of that, there is also an immense sense of gratitude to the generosity of the Polish people. And I'll tell you, it continues to amaze me that so much of this effort to help refugees is not coming from the government or from massive organizations or NGOs. They're doing a lot, absolutely. But the vast majority of the help is coming from everyday Polish people who are taking families into their own homes. One of the folks who has benefited from this generosity is a woman we met named Olena. She actually first spoke to NBC exactly a week ago across the border in Lviv. She spoke to my colleague Ali Arouzi, and she told him that she had a very eventful week in February when she celebrated a birthday, got a new job, and Putin invaded her country. She is now living here in Poland with strangers, friends of friends of friends who were gracious enough to take her in. And take a listen to what she has to say about her Polish neighbors here.
But these people are showing us the immeasurable kindness. And I really hope that this kind of relationship between Ukraine and Poland will never end. But I also hope that there will never be time in their history when they will come for help in return. I just hope that they will not need that.
But, you know, Michael, there is some fear when you talk to Polish people that this conflict, it's right on their doorstep, and they are concerned that the shoe could be on the other foot. When I ask folks if the generosity that we're seeing here, if a small part of that comes from the idea that it's not impossible that they could see this happen on their territory as well, they say, yeah, that is something that they are concerned about right now, Michael.
Dasha Burns, thank you very much.